This heads-up display easily adds a digital speedometer to cars that need it. This is the Universal GPS heads-up display, model A5. We'll take a look at what's in the box. First, you have the heads-up display unit itself. It's fairly small, about the size of a business card. As you can see, there's nice styling to the LED numbers on it. There's also an up, down, and push-in switch on the side. We also have a power cable. Note that this is a regular 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter. It does not plug into the OBD diagnostic port. This is supposed to be an anti-slip holder, so you can mount this in flat. If you were to view it directly, you could mount it at an angle like that. Very important, these are the instructions, but this back page gives you the settings. There are various settings in here. Last but not least is a reflective film that you can apply to the windshield that makes it much more reflective than the standard windshield. And as I'll show you later, this is really required to use it in the daylight if you want it to reflect off. Another note on these instructions, you see that there is a speed adjustment, which is nice. You can adjust the speed up and down so it synchronizes with your phone GPS or your car's GPS. Most cars actually read higher speeds. You can set an overspeed alarm. You can leave the adjustment, the brightness adjustment, in auto mode, or you can manually adjust the brightness permanently. Miles per hour, kilometers per hour. The power on-off voltage is so that it can automatically turn off if you have a permanently on cigarette power. And the last one is display mode, 0 or 1. That's important. It can flip the digits, so when it's showing in mirror mode, it shows on your dashboard, or it'll flip the digits over so you can view it directly. Here's the display in the dash. Let's turn it on. It boots up and it takes a little while to get the satellite signal. This is a view in kind of direct view pointing toward you. Very easy to see. When it's reflected off the windshield, you'll notice it's very hard to see in the daylight. It's a little different with the camera, but depending on what's in front of you, you can't see it at all. It's probably not best to use this in the daylight without the reflective film. Just showing you can move it obviously closer to the front. The number would be much lower in your vision. And if you move it around, you can kind of pick different positions for your dashboard. But notice there's not much grip on this holder. I really would suggest using double stick tape or Velcro instead. Just showing you the film. The reflective film makes a huge difference in the daylight. It is kind of see-through, but you wouldn't want to put it right in the middle of the vision where I'm showing it here. Want to have it much further down or on the corner. Now I'll show you the settings. The first setting is the speed calibration. I found 104 is just about right, syncing to my cell phone, which is more accurate than the speedometer in your car. And I mentioned all the other settings before. When you're done, you just hold it down to save it and go back to normal operation. So here we are driving on the road. I put it in the corner there with the reflective film that I've cut down to a smaller size, so you don't really need to use the whole thing. I put it down in the corner there so it's out of my view. It doesn't really flicker like that, that's just the camera. It's very visible. It works great during the daytime. And sometimes you might see that it's similar to my speedometer. I might suggest cutting that film a little bit larger. As you move around, the numbers will move up and down. I actually cut off the north, south, east, west indicators. I don't care about them too much, but looks great during the day. Now let's have a look at night. Also very visible. It's really not that bright. Again, that's a camera. The auto brightness works really well. So it's easy to see in daytime and nighttime, and it looks great. So that's a look at this heads-up display. It works pretty well, looks great, and for the price, it's a great option for cars that don't have a digital speedometer, so you can always keep an eye on your speed.